Gerard Casey was murdered by Loyalist gunmen as he slept in his bed at his home near Resharkin in North Antrim on April 4, 1989. His murder came less than 2 months after the murders of Pat Finucane in Belfast and Councillor John Davy in Gulliduff, South Derry. All three were actively targeted by security forces and murdered by their UDA proxies. One of the weapons used to murder Gerard was a VZ-58 assault rifle. This weapon was later used in the 1993 Greysteel massacre. It had been imported into Ireland from South Africa by UDA intelligence officer and paid British agent Brian Nelson. Nelson was a prolific agent under control and in the pay of the Force Research Unit of the British Army. Gerard had been threatened during interrogation by the RUC at Castlereagh Holding Centre in 1988. A legally held weapon was seized from him and never returned. The RUC had also drawn up detailed plans of the layout of his house. On the night of April 4, 1989, a Loyalist death squad burst into the family home at Shamrock Park near the North Antrim village of Resharkin and shot Gerard Casey dead in front of his wife and daughter, while other children slept in the next room. Collusion between state forces and pro-British death squads has always been suspected in Gerard's murder. The gang were evidently familiar with the layout of his family home. It was revealed that a serving member of the British Army's locally recruited Ulster Defence Regiment who was linked to Loyalist death squads had attended meetings with the RUC at which sensitive intelligence, including intelligence relating to Gerard Casey, was discussed. This individual was subsequently dismissed from the UDR but was never questioned under caution as a suspect for Gerard Casey's murder. It was established that the then Chief Constable of the RUC unlawfully withheld important documents from the coroner at the original inquest. The Casey family never received a proper inquest into Gerard's death. His funeral was attended by a large crowd of mourners. There was a large police presence of hundreds of RUC officers. Gerard was laid to rest in the graveyard adjoining St. Mary's Church, Resharkin. Gerard's brother, Liam Casey, also a member of the Irish Republican Army, along with his wife Geraldine and volunteer Peter Rodden, lost their lives in a tragic accident on December 7, 1987.
Irishman in the struggle for freedom to free Ireland. He joined the IRA and became a volunteer to his comrades in arms. He never showed no fear. Volunteer Gerard Casey, freedom fighter to all, to the plight of his country, he answered the call. While on active service, he would never ask why. This brave volunteer was never afraid to die. This man from North Antrim, I'm sure you all heard tell. Gerard Casey's the name, Resharkin he did well. He fought for his country and gave up his life for his family and friends and darling young wife. In his younger days, he lived life to the full, playing Gaelic football, things were not so dull. Working with his dad, he served out his time to set Ireland free. To him was no crime. No stranger to harassment at the hands of the foe. He was tortured and arrested, Castlereagh did go. Threatened by imprisonment and dead in the end, for the shark onto Shamrock Park. With their guns of terror, they burst down the door, and the cowards went looking for the family man of four. They found him with his wife and his baby girl in bed. They sprayed English bullets and left Gerard Casey dead. The cowards had fled, the sadness that night, for his wife and family wouldn't carry on the fight. This man from North Antrim, I'm sure you all heard tell, Gerard Casey's the name, for a shark and he did well. He fought for his country and gave up his life for his family and friends and darling young wife. His funeral of St. Mary's, the dark forces of the crown, large crowds divided them as the rain lashed down. The piper he played a farewell at the grave in memory of Gerard, the bravest of the brave. A gallant volunteer from North Antrim Brigade, and the rain swept the graveyard was where he was laid. Volunteers who went before him lie in the plot, Gerard Casey and the names will never be forgot.